Hello, it is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Thursday puzzle, which means we're going to be solving a themed puzzle with some sort of particularly intricate or interesting theme. And this, hopefully, particularly intricate or interesting edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Lake House Bros, Adam and Annette Noble, and a new benefactor. So welcome to Josh Allen, and thank you to Josh for signing up as a benefactor of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, along with, as always, the inestimable Showmaster. These four do sustain this channel by directly supporting this series that helps it come out every single day, and I really appreciate that. So thank you again to Josh Allen for joining up as a benefactor. That will also mean Josh will be entitled to the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses official mug, which can be found at patreon.com/dailysolve or via the link in the description field underneath the video for benefactors. But of course, for every patron at every level, there are all of the bonus videos posted up there to date. So there's quite a library at this point. I think probably hundreds of videos up there. Anyway, thank you so much to everybody who is a patron at any level, and welcome again to Josh. All right, let's move on quickly. There's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server. You can join that via description field link as well. It's a nice, friendly chat community. And finally, it is a big help if you subscribe to the channel on YouTube, like the videos, comment when appropriate, when you feel like it. Those things are all helpful. So thanks if you've done any of those. And now it's time for the crossword. This is a Thursday-themed construction by Damon Gulchinski, who's constructed, I think, around 4 dozen puzzles for the New York Times, so a pretty experienced constructor. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shortz. And let's start solving. Talk, 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 to yak or to gab, maybe? Let's look at the downs. Quick blow. Oh, maybe it's neither of those, because a quick blow could be a jab, and then, therefore, to talk, talk, talk could be to jaw. There we go. Subject of a landmark 2012 Supreme Court decision, for short. I assume this is the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare in the U.S. But let's check the crosses. Let's see. Kind of palm. Right, okay. I think this is probably, is it the second day running that we've had an example of the official superfood of the New York Times crossword, the acai berry, or the acai palm in this case? I think it probably is. Crumpled mass, a wad is in a crumpled mass of paper, a wad of paper. Cause of irritated eyes, right, and this has an asterisk, which means it'll be part of the theme, almost certainly. I mean, not even almost certainly, it will be. I think I can say that with confidence. So what is it? Bad allergies or something? Bad air quality? I'm not sure. Oops. Here we have A Doll's House playwright. This is Ibsen. Henrik Ibsen is the playwright of that play. So what is that? Cause of irritated eyes. Still can't think. What about this? 1 out of 100 abbreviation. Well, this could be another U.S. politics clue. Could be a senator. There are 100 senators in the U.S. Senate, 2 for each of 50 states. So let's check the crosses, though, to be sure. Reindeer in Frozen. Ooh. I think Sven is a name from Frozen. I'm thinking it must be the reindeer based on the N at the end of this word. But let's again, I'm just going to check cross upon cross. Blank, Heaney or Henny, 10-time world champion skater. I don't know. Sonia or something. I'm just guessing based on the sort of part of the world that I suspect that person might be from. Engine sound. Oh, well, vroom is often how that's written, the sound of a revving engine. Internal combustion engine, anyway. Italian time unit. Ora. There we go, for hour. So this could well be Sonia. I'll be really pleased with myself if I've just pulled that out of a hat, because I don't think I actually am aware of this person previously, but we'll see. Finnish tech giant, Nokia, would be a pretty obvious example of that. So this, I'm thinking it probably is Sonia. This could be a J or an I. I'm guessing a J. That was how I wanted it to be spelled when I first thought of it. Yeah, it is. Medieval competition is a joust. And so this is going to be Sonia. Very pleased about that guess. To boost, or a boost. Which do I think it is? Boost. Could be a verb or a noun, I'm not sure which. Oh, bad breakup, cause of irritated eyes. Right, I mean, I get it in the sense of you could be crying after a bad breakup. There must be some kind of pun going on here, though, that I'm not quite seeing. Yeah, I don't quite see it. We might need more of the theme for me to infer what's going on, but I'm pretty sure it's the answer, so there we go. All right, initials of two schools in the Missouri Valley Conference. No idea. To amp up, to boost something, to amp it up. We're going to boost sales. We're going to amp them up, maybe you could say. Probably not the best example, but you get the drift. So here we have ISU. I mean, it could be something like Indiana State University. I know it says Missouri Valley. I don't know what it is, but it's probably State University. Maybe the Missouri Valley spans multiple states. Anyway, many lovers, e.g. cat people? Oh, sorry, I have an idea about this one. This could be Manx lovers. We changed the Y to an X. Is this some sort of mathematical theme dealing with unknown variables like X and Y? What would that mean for this one? Cause of irritated X's. It is that. Right, okay. So in each case, we're changing the Y in the clue to an X. So cause of irritated eyes becomes cause of irritated X's. And many lovers, e.g., becomes Manx lovers. This is a Manx cat. Okay, well, there we go. Great. I think I get it. We'll see if that holds with more theme clues. Former SNL comic Chris. I don't know. I don't know with an R-E. I'm not sure. Alleviated. Eased, as in you eased pain. You alleviated it. Chris. Red? I have no idea. Third in a group of 8. A group of 8. 8 what? What do I think this is an 8 of? I'm not sure. Japanese beer, Asahi. You see that all the time in Japanese restaurants. How something can be torn. Torn asunder. You could tear something asunder. A dramatic rift is created. Top 40 genre. Could be rap. I mean, just in terms of, so top 40 meaning top 40 kind of hit songs at any given moment. So these just tend to be sort of general popular genres. Could be. Like an accomplishment worthy of Guinness. Superlative? Right. Okay, because the Guinness Book of World Records tracks the most extreme accomplishments, the sort of the fastest or the biggest or the tallest or the fewest or whatever, all of which are superlatives. Okay, Mayim of entertainment. Right, so we're meant to think initially when we read this that it's a name, that we're referring to somebody whose surname presumably is Mayim, but in this case, it's a maxim of entertainment. Is it the show must go on? Yes, good. Pleased with myself for jumping to that. It was just based on the sort of broadly the length and what I inferred it to be, and it turned out to be, I think, probably right. And it's starting with the. So third in a group of 8, right. Planets, the 8 planets, not the 9 planets, as I grew up knowing them, following the departure of Pluto from that august nonet, making it an octet. Anyway, office newbie could be a hiree, a new hire. And if one eagerly takes advantage of something or someone, one sets upon. You could sort of say, you could see that if there's sort of a deal being announced at a store or something, everyone's set upon it immediately. Yeah, I think you could say that. Or a person could be set upon, if sort of, I don't know, con artists eye someone warily who they believe to be an easy mark. Maybe they set upon him. Anyway, here we go. Common name starter in 31 across. Maybe this is, maybe it's seize upon, seize. Okay, well, I think this is wrong. I think what I had there is wrong, even though it was, I think, a reasonable answer. So that this is rap. Here we have common name starter in rap. Could be Lil, like Lil Kim or someone like that. Okay, there we go. If one eagerly takes advantage of, it does seem like seizes. Oh, it is seizes on. Oh, I must have misspelled that earlier. I thought I had Maybe I didn't have the S in Caesars, I don't know. Okay, but I think this is right. Lead into port or pad. Heliport or helipad. There we go, where a helicopter might land. Way down in the nether regions. Oh no, but it isn't that, of course. It's wax down in the nether regions. It is a Brazilian wax. There we go. That is what that is called. All right, great. So yeah, this pattern is holding, and I bet we're going to have one more here. Yes, we do. Let's just look at it since we're here. Book of Marx. Right. Okay, so it could be Das Kapital. There we go. The Communist Manifesto would not have fit in this space, but there we go. All right. So solved the theme a little bit early today. How many were there? 5? Yeah, looks like it. And I don't think we have a revealer. Oh no, sorry. I just happened to notice this. Basic linear expression with a hint to answering the 5 starred clues in this puzzle. This is a shocking coincidence because I think it was Puzzmo, the Puzzmo crossword, either today or yesterday. Puzzmo is this daily puzzle site with a sort of whole slate of puzzles you can solve every day. And one of them is a crossword. And it's a much smaller crossword than New York Times. So I enjoy doing it because I don't do it on video. So I can just speed through it quickly on my own time. And there was a clue that I think was x equals y, for instance, or something like that. Or no, like the equation x equals y or something like that. And the answer was linear. And I remember thinking, okay, that sounds perfectly reasonable to me, but I couldn't tell you why that is the case. I don't remember the concept of a linear expression. But anyway, that makes me wonder if the answer to this, having just encountered that literally within the last day, if this is x equals y. Sorry, that was an incredibly long-winded way to explain that, but I wouldn't have been able to jump right to that assumption if not for that experience that I just had. So anyway, to mess with, or maybe it's y equals x, because to mess with someone is to toy with them. And then supervillain Luthor, from Superman, Lex Luthor. I think this is y equals x. Do I put an equal sign here? Oh no, maybe, no, I think maybe I go into the rebus and put in equals. So a rebus, here's another thing I have to explain. A rebus, if you're not familiar with it, and there always is someone in the comments who isn't familiar with it, understandably, is a function in the New York Times crossword by which you can enter an indefinite number of letters in a single cell. So if you're in the browser, you hit escape. If you're on phone app, there's a rebus button in the virtual keyboard, and you go into that mode, and then you can type as many letters as you want, literally any number as far as I'm aware. In this case, we're going to put the word equals because I think that's what we're doing in this equation. I would have put a single equal sign, except that in the down, it says how peers should be treated, and peers should be treated as equals. And that's a phrase in English, so I think we're going to spell out the word rather than put the sign. Anyway, let's finish off this puzzle after all of these digressions. Flower girl, ? Rose is a name that is also the name of a flower. Hallelujah singers. A choir could sing hallelujah in a church. Words said while pointing. There. If you're gesturing towards someone or something. On, if something's on a table, it could be atop a table. And to try to see. So it doesn't mean to attempt to look at something. What does it mean? It's a pun because there's a question mark there, so I'm not quite sure what that's getting at. Sorry about that. City sometimes called the buckle of the Bible Belt. Not sure. The Bible Belt is referring to sort of a U.S. geographical designation, but I don't know what city this is. Tool set could be... I don't know. Can't think of that either. Oh, this is not going super well, is it? Full of cargo. Okay, right. So laden. If a ship or something is full of cargo, it's laden with cargo. And then D-backs on scoreboard. Right. I'm pretty sure I've heard of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So there we go. ARI for Arizona, presumably. And then your guiding principles could be your ethos. And then swell. If you say something, oh, swell, that's great. Neato. So now let's look at the crosses we've filled here. If you're hopping mad, you're irate. Muhammad's third and youngest wife was Aisha. There we go. Tool set, cot. Oh no, kit. Oh, it's not an ethos, it's an ethic. Okay, there we go. Similar word, obviously, but there we go. This is the one we needed. Ethic, and then a tool set is a kit, as in a toolkit. Great. So, oh, Waco, Texas, maybe, is the buckle of the Bible Belt. I didn't know that, but I believe it, I suppose. And then, oh, to try to see someone is to woo them. So, right, that was the pun. It's not that we're seeing someone visually, it's that we're trying to see them in the sense of dating them, go out with them, to see them romantically. There we go. So to woo or to court somebody. All right. If one drew forcibly from something, one exacted? I don't think that's right. September 1st, 1939, poet. Auden. Let's check the crosses on that to be sure. Ginormous. Maybe it's not Auden. Oh, no, mega. Mega. It was enormous. It was ginormous. It was mega. And ginormous is a bit of a sort of slangy word. It's a bit of a casual word. And using mega, not as a prefix, but as a word unto itself, is also kind of a slangy thing. So the clue matches the answer. Alternative genre. So this is, when it says alternative, this is referring to sort of alternative rock music, and emo would be an example of that. It certainly is the official rock subgenre of the New York Times crossword is emo. We haven't seen it too often recently, but it's back. Group of hands could be crews of a ship, like ship hands, you could say. And non-blank, label on some organic food, so non-GMO, non-genetically modified organisms, that would be. And then pop could be soda, so pop in some regions of the U.S., soda is frequently referred to as pop. Instrument notably featured in George Michael's 1984 hit Careless Whisper, right, the saxophone, the very famous saxophone line from that song that is often memed. Okay, maybe this is exacted, as in you exacted a heavy price, you drew a heavy price forcibly from such and such person. That could be it. Let's try it and look at the crosses. I wasn't confident earlier, but now that I have those extra letters, I think it might be. Skincare product. Toner, and then battery. That's a makeup kind, and then battery part, an anode. Right. Okay. So anode, like a diode. Similar word. Card game similar to Crazy Eights. I don't know, but if we assume this is toner, then this must be Uno. Right. Okay. I don't remember how to play Crazy Eights, or even really very much about Uno, to be honest. So. Wasn't aware that they were similar, but I think they must be. Here we have a good thing to map out before a risky endeavor. A route, surely, of some sort. Not sure. Nothing. Latin. I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation, but nihil, as in nihilism. Nihil. I'm not sure what the authentically Latin pronunciation of this would be, but I'm sure this is the answer. I mean, at least I'm fairly confident. Desk jarful. What would you have a jar of on the desk? I don't know. You sure about that? Is it, you might ask, is it true? Are you sure about that? Feeling the effects of a tough workout, say. You could be achy, kind of aches in your body. To catch dead to rights would be to nail somebody, a criminal, for instance. And an editor's concern could be style. So style guide in the sense of grammatical accepted grammatical usage or punctuation within a given publication would be the house style. Oh, a jar full of pens, I suppose. Right, okay, I guess I don't think of pens being in a jar, but yeah, you could have an open-topped jar full of pens. 1 of 3 for a grand. Right, okay, it's a piano leg, so a grand piano stands on 3 legs. Good thing to map out before a risky endeavor. An escape route, right, if you're committing a crime or something, or, I don't know, a rescue operation. Hoppy medium could be ale, so this is playing on the phrase happy medium, but hoppy in the sense of hops used to make beer, or ale in this case. And so I suppose the medium is sort of, in this case, it's like the thing that the hops are a constituent part of. Steinbeck title starter, so East of Eden, the Steinbeck novel. And then here we have company where workers may sleep on the job, CERTA. So CERTA makes mattresses, so maybe some of their employees are sort of mattress testers, you might imagine. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's finish this off. From memory only, if you sort of know something purely by memory rather than through more organic means, you know it by rote. And then part of a Florida flock. Don't know. Whippet Band. Whippet Devo, the great band Devo. The famous song Whippet. Steinbeck title ender. Oh, right. Okay, that's a nice little couplet of clues there. So we had the beginning of the novel title, East of Eden, and here we have the end of it. Simple as that. One joining a union. Could be a bride, so joining a marriage union, you could say. And then part of a Florida flock. Oh, an ibis. A flock of ibis birds in Florida, I suppose that must be. And then, like 48 Down members often, so like choir members often, are robed. And there we have it. That was the Thursday crossword. Oh, look at that. It changed my equals rebus to an equals sign. So, oh, that's funny. So that's the official way this is sort of meant to be entered. I mean, it makes less sense with how peers should be treated as equals, because you wouldn't really phrase it that way. With an equal, you wouldn't write it that way normally, but it certainly looks much more elegant. So I think it's probably for the best that they've replaced it with the equal sign. The grid looks much cleaner, and yeah, long rebus cells are not pleasant to look at, in my opinion. So there we go. And our theme revealer, actually here is, we haven't invoked Lyell's Law recently. It technically could have been invoked yesterday, I think, but I forgot to do so. Lyell's Law is named for a viewer and commenter of this channel who observed that revealers are not always, but more likely they tend to be located down towards the sort of southeastern corner of the grid. Generally, they abut the eastern perimeter. This would be the most typical, classic position for revealer, where Das Kapital is here. So this is not a sort of archetypal revealer, but nonetheless, it still is broadly where we'd expect to find it, which is off towards this corner of the grid. And the revealer, of course, is the answer, the clue and answer that kind of tie the theme together, as these do. A basic linear expression with a hint to answering the five-starred clue in this puzzle, five-starred clues in this puzzle, y equals x, and we've changed cause of irritated eyes to cause of irritated X's for a bad breakup. Many lovers becomes Manx lovers, e.g., to be cat people. Mayhem of entertainment becomes maximum of entertainment, the show must go on. Way down in the nether regions becomes wax down in the nether regions. That one's extremely clever, I think, for a Brazilian. And this one's pretty good, too. Book of Mary becomes Book of Marks for Das Kapital. This one's great in that one name becomes another name. So that was a great spot as well. Really clever theme. Everything comes together well. And of course, the theme answers are symmetrically disposed, and the symmetrical answers are, of course, of equal length. So even more constraints placed on the constructor. So well done to Damon Gilchinski for that very clever theme. And that's that for today's video. I don't have time for the clues from yesterday's puzzle, unfortunately. But there we have it. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow for the Friday puzzle, a themeless edition of the crossword, our first of two, so do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.